Okay. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. It is me with Just Be Audrey Lane. Um, Thank you guys. I always do that for subscribing to the channel. Make sure you hit that bell so you can be notified when a journal process is up. Um, so I'm going to say the date. Today is a Thursday, August 12th, 2021. And I'm going to say the time because for this, I kind of took my time on this one. Remember yesterday, that was the actual topic for yesterday. So the time is actually, okay, let me do it. Now, 8:26. However, I've been kind of studying and reading some things and going over some things because today was a day. Today was an awesome day. Today was a day of, man, so my job was closed for customers. However, we were there staff. And I kind of really needed that. I was joking with one of my she's a friend, but she's also like my boss and then my coworker at the same time about like how like the day just seemed like to go a little bit longer because we didn't have any customers and it's like an up and down thing with us. It can be like, oh, but we got a lot done. We got a lot done, which was wonderful. And why I say that is because I needed the time to kind of be off by myself, um, and not in that hermit crab type of way of like, oh, I don't want to be around people. I really needed time for today because I had a lot of things in my mind and not bad. Some were there, but you talking about having to make sure I was staying focused and making sure that I was in prayer and making sure that I was just, like not overthinking, not overthinking. So I knew that, like, let me take this time by myself to go off, and so it was like a deep, like, moving meditation, basically, um, and that was awesome because I needed that time. I needed that time to kind of go over some things. Um, so I'm going to get started with just just a peek, just a peek. Today's journal, I don't know. Just now, when I just said moving motivation, kind of clicked to me. So I don't know yet. I don't know yet. But what because I didn't write it down. Normally, I would kind of write down where I'm going, because it's like how I write everything out. But I was coming on basically because it hit me with, you know, it's a process of what we are going through. It is a process for my life right now that is necessary for me to go through this. It is necessary for me to continue in what I am doing, and no distractions needed. No distractions uh, can happen, you know. And I will tell you this, it is so funny when we try, and not try, but when we are getting our lives together, how a lot of things come up. But then I had to say, things have always been coming up. They always been coming up. But it just seems like now that you are able and you're equipped with how to go into prayer, how to talk, and how to really show your emotions, that you are able to deal with them. How you are able to deal with them. So it got me on something that I wrote a long time ago. I had wrote this maybe like, so it wasn't a long time ago, but some time ago, probably within like the last 2 or 3 weeks. I wanted to have it kind of as my journal topic, but it just did not happen. And I put overcome and recovery. So it made me go into like, looking it up. I look up everything before I put it in here because it's like, God, I truly, one, I talk to him a lot. I really needed like a word, And it just seemed like, okay, so I have on my on YouTube basically all of my music that I listen to, and I have where it's this one kind of segment thing that can come on and have back to back songs that just flow and just keep on going. But I just was like, no, I'm going to let it come on how it comes on for me. And literally every song that came on for me was a song that I must have needed, because it actually, when I was thinking it, then that song kind of came up. And not that I was thinking of a song, but I was just thinking of, like, man, I am going through something right now, and I trust you, Lord, but I am having a hard time with the but. Why am I saying the but? The but shouldn't even be there. I trust you, so I'm going to have to speak victory over my life. I'm going to have to speak joy over my life. And then I had to back up and say, wait, hold up, God. I never even started off with giving you all your glory. I never even started off by thanking you just for the day. I never even started off by just saying how much I love you and how much I know you love me. And instantly, the gratefulness, instantly, and I do not own the rights to it, but gratefulness came up. That song came up for me, and it was just something. And then right after that, I started talking more to him about how it is just wonderful of how you seem fit to change my life, how you just seen me. And I wrote that for today. I had a couple of questions. So I put, if God were to write a description of you, what would he say? And I wrote, in my head, I thought I was writing, she doesn't give herself enough credit. However, I didn't write doesn't. I wrote, she does give herself enough credit. And as much as I was like, that's not what I meant, I was going to change it. For some odd reason, I wasn't going to change it. In my head, I wrote it like that. And it was like, maybe I had to like blame it on God. Like, well, maybe God, you had me write it like that. Because in my head, I remember crying and saying it and thinking I'm writing it. However, it did not come out like that. So when I went back and read it, I just was like, I'm not going to change it. Because evidently, God, you seen fit for it to be just like this. She does give herself enough credit. And then it went into, God formed you in your mother's womb, and he knows everything about you. What does this tell you about the way he views you? And then I put, that you take me for who I am. That he takes me for who I am. And it made me go back to this. She does give herself enough credit. That was enough credit right there. Because even before I wrote this down, I was thinking this all day. That you take me for who I am. One, because I heard it in the song today. But that comfort and that feeling of it. God takes us for who we are. It's so funny that I used to believe I had to get myself together before I came to him. Like I had to be doing right. I had to be living this holy life. I had to be not acting a fool with like cussing and yelling and screaming and smoking and drinking. And now I know that I didn't have to do that. And I'm glad that I came to him exactly how I was, damaged, broken, all over the place. I couldn't see any of where I am now. I didn't even know that this was possible to me, So coming to him real truly is something that I tell you guys you got to do. Come as you are, your real self. It's so funny. I just was saying to somebody that asked me, about my church and where I go. And I tell everybody I go there because I grow there. It's a place that is awesome. I love it because Yes, you can have church right in your home with God, but I go there because the influence of how God's spirit is just all up in there for me. No one goes there and do judging. No one goes there for anything other than a helping hand. My church really is a helping hand. You have to go and approach people, and the reason why I say you have to be the one that approach, because you have to be willing to open up your mouth. You never know who can help you, who may be going through similar situations like you are. But the one thing about it is, like I said, we grow there, and nobody has this judgment thing. It's times where I love the fact of how my church functions, that they know just when to step in. And no one sits there walking around like, honey, girl, I was praying for you. Or, yeah, dude, I had your back. I was praying hard. It doesn't happen like that. You don't have to, which taught me also that I don't have to, one, know anyone's business to pray for them, and then two, that literally I'm just the one here on earth that can give them the love and the hug, and just be there when they need me to be there. But I really do it because it's literally what God tells me to do, because that's him coming out of me for them. So it doesn't have anything to do with me. When I tell you God will transform you, I don't even know where this person come from now. People do know me, and I am a nice person. I really am nice. I'm not just saying it. And I give myself that credit, which made me go back to this, of as much as I was thinking that, man, you did some bad things. You did some bad things. That was making me, and had my mind playing some crazy things as though like I was a bad person. There is a difference. And we have to be mindful to not let bad decisions that we made play a part on that we are a bad person. We are not. So we got to get out of that thinking. And it made me go into another song, because I tell you, so I do not own any of the rights to these songs. I'm just mindful of having to say that. So Grateful came on for me, Hezekiah Walker. And then, believe it or not, Waymaker. And I cannot remember the artist's name, but I just love that song, Waymaker. He really finds a way of how he can get us, once we surrender, how he draws us more to him. Because it's so funny that he is already there in our lives, but we be so scared to approach him because all we look is our past failures, that we don't see ourselves of use for him. So when I say he draws us near to him, it's him saying, I know all about that. I want you. So I'm going to pull you near to me. You don't have to open up your mouth to tell me what you did. Don't you think I was there? I'm drawing you closer to me. And how about as he is pulling us closer to him, which lets us know we're needed, we're wanted. Everything in the past is being removed off of us. He is still pulling us at the same time as he has already lifted things out of us. That blow of breath that he gives us without us even knowing. So okay, I didn't want to kind of say it, but I had, normally when I believe God is telling me not to say nothing, I literally do hear my voice saying something too. And I don't know, maybe that's how it comes through me through my voice. I don't know. But I'm going to say it. So I've been asking God to breathe through me, take everything out of me, breathe through my nostrils, like Kurt Franklin, and I don't own the rights to it, has a song, give me that power to walk away when another God wants to take your place. And the artist says about breathe through the nostrils of men. So I'm like, God, breathe through me. Breathe through me. I need it. I want it. I surrender, God. If I got to surrender every day, because just when we think we have surrendered, it's nothing wrong with we can't do it again. You be thinking that, oh, I'm already there. I asked him, so I'm good. No, for me, I'll ask him again. I'll ask him again. It's like a child asking for a cup of water for nourishment. You need it for your body. So why not ask him, God, I surrender. I need you to blow through me again. I need you to fill me up again. So yesterday, I'm going to try not to cry. And I was asking him, God, blow through me, blow through me. I go into praise and worship, and more so worship, because I have to give him his just dues. And when I say that, his just dues, it's something that's due to him. Well, why not give him something that is for him? I have to give it to him. And instantly, I started coughing and could not catch my breath. Like, I literally was choking. And I did not know what that was. But then I knew what it was. And I was like, didn't drink any water, have anything go down my throat as far as like, talking or whatever. And literally, I was just there. And it just happened. So I'm like, okay, that's just me coughing. In my head, I'm thinking this, like, this is just me coughing. You gotta just catch your breath, or your lane, catch your breath. And I go to open up my mouth, because I'm like trying to clear my throat. And instantly, I can't even clear my throat. It happens again. This thing, like literally, this I can't, man, just goes through my nostrils. And I'm sitting there trying to figure what the heck is going on. And I could not get it. I could not get it. So again, you would think that it's like, okay, God, this can't be you blowing through my nostrils. I'm thinking it's me coughing again, because I'm going back in to like, okay, God, I'm rocking back and forth, standing up. Like, God, I don't know, come into my life. Come, I'm asking you to come to me more. And finally, it happened again. To the point it knocked me to my knees. And I just was like, okay, I get it now, God. I get it now, God. And I just was like, man, this encounter with you, why did I have it in my head that you have an encounter, meaning one? And I'm reading through my journals, and it's multiple times of it. And then it got me to be like, okay, God, I serve you. You are a multiplying God. You multiply things in our lives. So are you multiplying the times you are coming to me? Because I just was saying that I need to hear your voice. I need to make sure it's you talking to me. I need to make sure it's you coming up out of me and not me, Audrey Lane. And here it is, not one, not two, but 3 times. And really, I would honestly say it actually really grabbed my attention the third time. Because in my head, I'm like, this is just me coughing. Yeah. Second time it happened, yeah. Right. Trying to like, okay, was it you? No, it's not you. I don't want to. The second time it was like, I don't want to just have it in my head like I'm saying it's you, and then like go on with this, fakeness of wanting to say, oh yeah, you blew into me, God, yes, yes. No, the third time, because it didn't stop me. I continued being in worship. I continued being in worship. And I'm like asking him, blow through me, God. I need to know. I need to have you blow through me. I'm asking you to please clean things up out of me. I am tired of having these things in me. And that knockdown was something. I had to say, okay, God, this gotta be you. I'm on my knees. He has a way of bringing us to our knees so we can meet him. It was a face to face, because I couldn't, for him to have blown through me. And I'm claiming it. I know it had to be him. 1, 2, 3. And the third time I really got it, I just was like, okay, God, thank you. Thank you. That's why yesterday I really didn't have much to kind of say yesterday. I was still trying to get it together. What happened? I could not word it. I couldn't. My journal topic yesterday, I struggled because I did it earlier. I just couldn't get it together. I wanted it to be, I don't know. But I was like, I gotta take time in this. I gotta take time in what happened, because I didn't know how to like really get it in my head. I really didn't. So I went to sleep. But the funny thing about it is, yesterday I always say this, and this isn't bad. Don't think that this is something bad that comes from a great thing of what just happened to me. It's a preparation for me. God prepared me for this, because I noticed I have great encounters with God, mind blowing, breath taken away. This time I can say yes. But God told me, okay, now get ready, because things are going to be happening and you need to put on your suit. Your suit needs to stay on you at all times. Things are going to be coming up and it needs to stay on you. And how about this? Not only do your armor needs to be on, your ephod needs to be on, because you're being blessed within it at the same time. And it just got me. It did. So I go to sleep, wake up to a nasty text on my phone. A crazy kind of one. And instantly I had to just go and talk to God. and find it like, God, you said that this was kind of going to, you didn't tell me that this would happen, but you told me now be prepared. We got to be prepared for when things come up, because I know this for myself. When I am getting closer and closer to Him, the enemy wants to come, or situations, because I don't want to give the enemy no credit in anything. But situations come up, and God really wants to see how we will handle it. Do you trust Him? Do you trust Him? Do you trust Him that the breath that He just gave you is really going to be in you, for you to actually distinguish between what is real and what is fake? Can you handle the responsibilities? One, can you be honest with yourself to know that things are going to come up, but you stay honest and truthful and faithful in Him, that He is going to work everything out? It's a growing process to us, guys. How about this? I be feeling like, okay, you write a lot, because I was reading my journals, and then I stopped and had some of the video ones, and I've been actually watching them now, because it's like a journal process. Before I wasn't, but it made me get back to the fact of I don't want to just do them on video, so it made me start writing back in my book, and I can see so much growth. So it makes me like have a dual thing. Because how can you sit there and you say you want the Just Bees, and I don't know if that's a good name to get everybody that is, subscribing and being a participant in Just Be Audrey Lane. I don't know. We'll leave that at another time. I don't know. But that's not needed right now. I just say it now because Just Be your God-given name. Just be who you are, because a lot of us, I know, didn't even know who we were. There's a reason why I didn't do the definitions of what I said tonight of overcoming recovery, and not overcoming recovery, but overcoming recovery. So I'm going to read them to you now. So this is recovery. To return to a normal state of health, mind, or strength. And that's wonderful, because I was like, God, I didn't experience all of that. A normal state of health. Man, my health has been phenomenal. Thank you, God. Thank you, Jesus. My mind, I'm still having a little bit of problem with that. But I will tell you this, is in recovery. So I had to say thank you, God, and claim it right now. Because, see, I would be lying to sit here and say that I wasn't. But I have to claim it, because then me claiming it and saying I'm in recovery and God, you restore it, gives Him where it's like, okay, now you have spoken the truth. Now it's time for me to really work on and work on your mind. Because you thought that that was something that you had covered, you was fine with it, but it's not. So even though you say it, don't let nobody play with your mind and get this out your mind, you really have not asked me to come into your mind. So I had to speak it out to Him. And that's recovery. Then strength. I've been getting strength that I never even knew I had. So I'm going to read it all together again for you and then move on, because I looked up a second part of it. Recovery. A return to a normal state of health, mind, or strength. The second one. A action or process of regaining possession or control of something stolen or lost. I was taken back by that one. I was lost. I was lost. And to be recovered and found and saved and pulled up got me into where I looked up. Overcome. 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 First of all, let me read that second one again. I gotta read the second one again because that one literally, if I wasn't sitting down, man, would have got me probably hollering, jumping, and praise dancing like crazy in my with me sitting down. I just had to. Yeah, I do this like crazy thing. First of all, I hope I'm getting better with my facial expressions. You out there, you already called me out on it, but I'm being myself here. You should already know me well enough to know. But I'm going to read it for you. Recovery. This is the second definition of it. The action or process of regaining possession or control of something stolen or lost. Man, it just keeps getting better. It just keeps getting better. Then I went into the definition of overcome. Succeed in dealing with a problem or difficulty. And that right there was just like, wow. And the reason why I've read it to you guys like that is because I wanted to say this to you first. God has a way of reversing things. How we think things were of us and how we only was in this area. And God, you can't use me. God, I don't bring anything to the table. God, I don't have anything for you. I only have me. I don't know what's going on. It brought me back to me reading this. For basically that you take me for who I am. So then what I did, I want you to see it. So I have it like this. I don't know if you can see it, kind of blurred with the light. So recovery is up here, overcome is down here. That's how I wrote it, just like that. I was sitting here studying, and God has a funny way that I'll be like, God, is this you talking or is this my head? Because I was having difficulties with that. And remember, I told you, just read in recovery. I'm like, God, I need to know that this is you. He told me to flip it. So y'all just seen me flip it, right? So I put overcome first. And I'm going to read it to you. I'm going to read it all together so you get where it's going. Where it's going. Overcome. Succeed in dealing with a problem or difficulty. Recovery. A return to a normal state of health, mind, or strength. The action of or process of regaining possession or control of something stolen or lost. So overcome has to go on top. And you know why it does? Because it's that over. You done got over it. So it's like you dealt with it, you succeeded in it, and it was difficult for you. Because it says succeed in dealing with a problem or difficulty. So you overcame it. Now you in recovery. And recovery is a return to a normal state of health, mind, or strength. The action of or process of regaining possession or control of something stolen or lost. Man, God is good. Man, He is so good. So worthy. So worthy. I mean, the things that if we look back over our lives, that he has pulled us through. It's amazing. And how about this? God has a funny way of how he can use what we feel as though is messed up in us for his good. Because if he sees us for who we are and who we are, why don't you think that our mess up and our failures is something that he still is searching and can utilize for him? Remember, I just said it, that through everything that we are going through and have gone through, God sees fit for it. It fits into whatever he has for us. He sees it like, don't be caught up on your through to the point that you can't see through what I am doing in it. And I hope I worded that right. So I'm going to kind of go back. That we can't see. Our through literally is something that we went through. That he needed us to go through because he wants us to help somebody in their through. Don't never shortchange yourself to the point that you're like, I'm not needed. I'm not wanted. I don't know God. I don't know who he is. You can have a funny thing of just saying that, I don't know God, I don't know who he is. And the fact that you open up your mouth to say that, he can come right on in. He can come right on in and he'll start showing you him. He'll start showing you him. And then before you know it, you'll want another and more encounter of him, to the point that he's like, okay, now you need to surrender to me. Now you need to turn everything over in your life to me. I'm showing you who you are, so now I need you to surrender everything over to me, so I can give you what I already know is in you, because it's already in you. So it's not like he's giving it to us. It's more like he's taking off blinders for us to see that it was already in us. I can't even tell you how all of this come about for me. Man, it's mind blowing. It's mind blowing. I am so motivated by God and what he tells me to do. It gives me fuel to go out there and run. That to go out there and do. And especially when it's like, God, you see fit in me to trust me. And it got me, because I was reading my journal, it got me to go over something I had wrote a while ago to him. She will she? And I really wrote it like this. No, I wrote it just like that. But I wrote it, come on, let me find it. It's in here. I know she's in here. She will. Because, like for me, Orgery Lane, you will. You will go forth. You will grow in God. You will be spiritually sharpened. You will have him. You will have the encounter. I'm thinking it was just the one that I needed to have. Not knowing that he encounters me more than once. He multiplies more and more and more in me. I'm asking him to take over me completely. I need him to take over me completely. That's what I need him to do. So as soon as I wrote, she will, I wrote, will she? Meaning his will, she will follow. His will be done in her. And it is all the same, but just how I wrote it was just like, man, I was so like, God, this floors me. This puts me in a place I've never been before. And it gave me where it's like the growth in you is all I have to do is like trust you. one of the things I call myself in Him. And maybe used to be what I may say for you guys. I call myself an ant. And the reason why I do, because a necessary trust. I have to have a necessary trust in God to know that everything and all things will work out for Him. That He has me in every way. He's so glorified and so majestic and so awesome that why should I worry? Why should I fret? Why should I even be bothered with anything that's outside of Him? You gotta have a necessary trust. That might be, I don't know. I'll have to ask God for if that is something, for it to come to me just now like that. I'll be an ant for Him. How about ants go out and they store up something fierce? They work together, something fierce. Man, I'm going to sit a little bit more on that. But yeah, I think ants, we can be ants. I know I am. It's a necessary trust for you, Audrey Lane, to trust Him. A necessary trust. I would not be able to be here right now, alive for one, and then be here right now in just where I am going and growing in Him. Awesome. You can't tell me there's not a God, that Jesus isn't God, that you can't tell me, you cannot tell me. And to know Him for myself, not what someone else wants me to know or want me to have. How do you view and look at God? Ask yourself for you to be able to have a real conversation. And how I say it is, Audrey Lane, have a real conversation with God and ask Him some true things. And don't be scared to ask Him. He'll let you know if it's something that needs to be asked. Like, and really, because I was like, God, are you talking to me? I'm having problems with if this is you or me in my head. And it took a while for Him to even, and sometimes I get like maybe the one word and then nothing after that. I've never had where it's been a consistent conversation. It's always been like one word for me. And lately I was feeling like up and down, like, are you even speaking to me? Maybe He comes in other ways to me. Maybe He does. I don't know. Sometimes in my journal process, I'll be like, you could be up and down. I love the fact that I'm up and down. And I curve and I move. Because like I said, it's not 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Your path may bend, but it will not break you. Your journey is established, leading you into your destiny. I having a hard time trying to get that to be posted here on the YouTube channel side. But yeah, you better know it. So stop having that overthinking in your head. If you want to have a relationship with God, do it. How about I'm finding out, because I said something the other day about doing things publicly, letting people know, okay, yes, I live for Christ, I'm a Christian and everything. That's good. That you will get there. You will. Because I wasn't always here. I have no problem voicing it out. And I still have to, get better with it. But I'm going to tell you this. If you don't know how, but you want a relationship with Him, and you do it, in just your prayer corner or your closet or with him, wherever it be, in your car, in your head, out on the street, wherever it is. Do it. Trust me, the encounter going forth will multiply. You can come to him and he will change you. He will shift you. He will grow you. And that's a wonderful thing. I mean, I have no clue sometimes how I do this. I really don't. I thank you guys so much for coming on and being a part of this process. I really do thank you. I'm going to close how I normally close my journal. Now, if I was writing, I would do my signature, the smiley face. So that's signed, sealed, and delivered. But I'm going to say, I love you guys. Rewind it back. I love God. I love God. I know, Lord, he has to love me. I love you guys out there. Make sure you are loving on someone. This process does require for us to be making sure we are loving God, loving ourselves, and loving others. Because, and the reason why I put loving others last is because we have to love God first and love ourselves, and he will show us how to love others properly. So you guys have a good one. Make sure you guys comment, like, share. Definitely share. And the reason why I share, don't be selfish with this process of growing. I want my channel to actually be a growing channel. A growing of, dang, when I thought I was all beat up and left out for lonesome and didn't have anything, I found me. I found God, and he showed me me. This channel is a process of God showing you and telling you are so much stronger than what you believe. So go forth and grow forth. I love you guys. I will be back on with you guys, God willing, tomorrow. You have a great evening. I'm going to do my wink, because that lets you know I love you and I care for you. And you guys have a great evening. Bye now.